Good morning, everyone. I wanted this presentation to be perfect, but it's not. I want it to be perfect, but I'm not. And guess what? Nobody is. There's a silent epidemic spreading around us. It's not on the news, but it's everywhere. In our schools, our homes, our phones, and it's growing faster than we realize. It's called perfectionism. So, I want you all to think about the word perfectionism in your heads. Maybe, if you don't know its meaning, you'll think of something you think it's perfect. Maybe your dog, your husband, your daughter, your son. I don't know. But when you take a closer look into its real meaning, you'll see that perfectionism is the wish for everything to be perfect and correct. Its main causes: fear of making mistakes. When you avoid doing things because you have this fear that you'll make a mistake. When you set high personal expectations for yourself and not always you can achieve them and you stay mad or unhappy. Comparing yourself to others. That happens a lot in social media. For example, you see a video of someone perfect. You think it's perfect. And then you start comparing yourself to this person. And you want to be exactly like it. And you change everything. And this causes types of serious things. And wanting to be accepted and liked in various things. This happens a lot in social media too, because you want to have likes, you want to have comments, and you want to be accepted in the community. So, how many kids and teenagers suffer from perfectionism? According to Newport Academy and American Psychology Association, the number of how many teens and kids suffer from perfectionism increased 32%, making 67 that do not suffer. So, symptoms of perfectionism. You strive for an organization and structure. You want everything to be perfect, correct, in the place it is. Everything, you forget everything just for everything to be perfect. You only focus on results. You don't care about the process. You just want to have 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 10, 10, 9.5. And you don't care about anything. Just your results. And of course, fear of failure. As I said, you avoid doing a lot of things because you think everyone is going to point at you, laugh at you because you made a single mistake. So, let's see how perfectionism evolved over time. In the Middle Ages, perfectionism was all about religious purity and all about religious things. Then, in the Renaissance, it was all about painting very well, mastery of arts, knowledge, and human potential. Then, my personal favorite, the 20th century, psychology, started getting interest and started seeing, oh, this is not right. There's something bad here. People are pressured about this. And they started seeing that it was a bad thing too. And nowadays, we're trying to make a balance of doing what you love and loving what you do. Now, let's see some ways to overcome your perfectionism. You establish a time for working on tasks. So maybe you spend 10 minutes starting your homework or a task you need to do. And then you have a 5-minute break. And then if it doesn't take a long time for you to finish, you can finish it. Or you do 10 more minutes or 15 more minutes, and then you have a 5-minute break. Why do we do this? Because if we spend a lot of time doing a homework, like, for example, 3 hours, we could do it. If we had a break, we could do it like in 30 minutes. Because when you have a break, when you breathe, when you drink water, eat something, your brain feels relaxed and you can focus on what you're doing. Avoid negative thoughts and practice acts of kindness towards yourself. So, when you see you made a mistake in your math exam, for example, you say, oh, I made a mistake here, but that's okay. Next time I could do this better, and this, and this, and that, and I will be better. Learn to recognize when it appears and how it manifests. This is very important. Perfectionism isn't a behavior, it's a way of thinking about yourself. So you have to recognize when you're thinking about yourself in the wrong way. You have to recognize when you're having this fear of failure, for example, or when you are focusing only on the results. And of course, know what to expect. Set realistic expectations for yourself and you will grow by them. For example, you have 9 in your English classes and your expectations were 10 and you didn't achieve them. If you're a perfectionist, you stay very unhappy and grow by them. Maybe you set a realistic expectations for 8.5 or 9 or 9.5 and you can grow by them and you grow and that's a lot more better than don't believe in yourself. And as I said, perfectionism isn't a behavior. It's a way of thinking about yourself. So let's work together. Let's think of ourselves in a positive way so we can overcome it. Thank you very much. Have an awesome evening.